Hey everybody, Standing Ovation back again with another break. On release day for Upper Deck Series 2 Hockey. Probably the biggest release day of the year. I don't know if Series 1's more popular or Series 2. I don't think it'll be extended. Pretty sure this will be the most popular set release of the year. Series 2 has the Matthew Schaefer chase that everybody's after. A lot of good young guns in this set. We got Beckett, Seneca, Easton, Cowan, Ben Kindle, Michael Misa is playing really well. I've got a couple of boxes here to check out right here, and we're going to hopefully hit one of those guys right off the bat. What do we got here? I've got a bunch of gunk on my box. Look at that. Right under there, they gave me a dirty sticker. Well, shall we start with the dirty sticker? Just go and see what happens. Flagship Upper Decks, 3 inserts per pack. A lot of them will fill up the dollar bin boxes as time proceeds. And then there's a bunch of inserts that are kind of tougher to get. You're going to have fluorescence inserts, a little bit tougher to pull. 1 in 36 packs. There's parallels with fluorescence. Incarnations inserts, Day with Cup inserts, Fanmation inserts, there's Swagnificent inserts, as well as all the UD exclusives, parallels that you can only get in hobby. It'd be nice to get an outburst, a red outburst, golden outburst 101. That would be awesome. Never pulled one of anybody, let alone a Young Guns outburst 1 of 1. There's the retro outburst as well. This year's list, there's 5 more guys. We got Fleury, Marchand, Jonathan Tavares, Brett Burns, and Mark Stone. Those are also a tough pull. There's a canvas signature you can hit of Tuukka Rask. There's snow spray autographs. There is a lot of stuff in the product aside from your, I call them the sluff inserts. Coming back is Sizzle Reel and Encore from Series 1, if you remember those. But there's a whole bunch of new kind of base inserts, and we're going to see them here in just a second. First pack up, we got a Nico Mikola, Roman Josi, Anthony Beauvillier, Barrett Hayton. There's one of the Encore cards I just mentioned. Jackson Lacombe of the Ducks. Brady Tkachuk Boomtown. There's speckle parallels, red parallels, and gold parallels of all the base inserts as well. Only the reds and golds are numbered, and they're only in hobby. And my first Young Guns is Kudryavtsev from the Canucks. Kind of down the depth charts. He's played a couple games, but I don't know. We'll see how much action this guy will see in the NHL. He's fairly young for the Canucks, and then the rest of the base, Tobin and Clevin, McLeod, Ristolainen, and Ryan Lombard. Take a peek at all the base cards in the first box, and then maybe we'll skip through them in the second. We'll just get to the middle. Vamelka from the Utah Mammoth, Riley Smith, the Golden Knights, Jonas Johansson making a cool save there for Lightning. Jack Drury, Carson Suchi, Dougie Hamilton, DeBrincat, Kempe, Brandon Saad. It's cool pictures in Upper Deck. You gotta love their photography. I got a Brady Martin, pink Dazzlers. 1 per case, sometimes 2. I saw somebody pull a gold Dazzlers for the first time earlier today at Leckermackie. That's the first time I've ever even seen a gold. 1 in 20 cases, super rare. And then there's a Let Them Cook Barkov. He has a Day with the President. It's called White House Visit. It's actually one of the rarest, if not the rarest card you can hit. Barkov at the White House. Ivan Demidov. Portraits. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. Still a popular rookie from Series 1. Presidential Visit, or the White House Visit. I think it's 1 in 75,000 packs. Could hit an autograph, but still no jersey cards. They used to put memorabilia in Flagship. I kind of wish they'd make them a rare insert again, like they did in the very first year, 96, 97, when they first showed up. Okay, we got Pulak, skipped by Stankov and Pulak and Lorai. We got Barkov again. Spencer Knight, his first Blackhawks card I've seen. Okay, well, I broke a little early and got a Young Guns of Charles Edouard Dastus. Don't even know who this guy is. He's not that young. I'd say he's probably not a big hit. Here's another type Tampa guy that is a better player. Hedman, Urson, Zetterlund, Nugent Hopkins, and here's a Viring, Linus Ullmark, and a glow-up, Thomas Harley. That's my only criticism with Upper Deck is some of the inserts get to be so common they're hardly even worth much more than base cards. There's David Perron coming on the ice there. Gustafsson. David Kampf, no longer in the Leafs. He's in Vancouver. There's Willie Eklund. Ovechkin, first we've seen of him. Deep Thoughts. Look at all those goals. 897. There's Ekholm. Merzlikins. Duclair. Jack McBain. Regular Dazzlers. I got Ullmark. Joy DeCourt, another goalie in the Encore hit. And I got a Slaps. Zane Parekh. Slaps it up. Zane Parekh. Steven Lorentz stepping onto the ice. There's Justin Holl, former Maple Leaf. Zellweger, Broberg, McLean, Niels Oman. First canvas hit is Drake Batherson sticking his tongue out. What's this red dot? Looks like a flash bulb going off in the crowd or something. Maybe an exit sign. Sizzle reel continuing on from season 1. There's Rob Thomas. It's got the QR code on the back. And my first sighting of Schaefer. There's Gatcomb Schaefer on the duos card. Teammates. It's the only one in the set. So there's only one spot wasted on a duos. There's that QR code on Rob Thomas. Takes you to a video. It's funny, speaking of videos, I watched a video of them making this card. I don't know if it was the Upper Deck website or where I saw it. The photo session going on with those two guys. There's Gustafson, Coyley, and Wyatt Johnson. Who's the older brother? Last pack in the second stack. We got Charlie Lindgren, MSG picture. Kind of cool. Yanni Gourde, Hofer, Kyle Connor. There's Jaden Schwartz. Finish off the base. We got Foligno playing with his puck. Bunting, Maverick Bork, Jordan Binnington. Oh, it's vibing. Okay, I thought it said wiring.
Yeah.
Vibing, Ottinger. There's the glow up, Dylan Strom, and my outburst is Jordan Martinook, Hurricanes. One outburst per box, and I don't know how many outburst young guns you get in a case. I don't think it's guaranteed. Halfway through the box now, we got Marcus Pettersson, Lane Hudson, another cool puck shot, Vetrano. I did it again, broke early. I got Ville Ottavainen. Not a big name in this set. Ottavainen, Young Guns. There's Owen Tippett, pumped up from a goal. TVR, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Matthew Olivier, tough guy with Scott Lofton. There's Vetrano. Jack Hughes, gold medal Jack. Fogle, and the last two inserts, I got a McDavid encore hit with a canvas of Gino. They're celebrating against the Leafs there.
He's upside down.
Good job Upper Deck on all these cool shots. There's Desharnais. He's bounced around, but there he is with the proper team in San Jose now. Look at that, 3 teams in 1 year after playing with the Oilers. Martinook base card. Voronkov, middle stat, and my first speckle parallel of the slaps insert is Ovechkin. Let's get these base cards from the back. We got Kaprizov, Casper, Carlson, and Chernak. One more back there. Sean
Jersey.
Got a Gomez Retired Legends canvas card. These are 1 in 192 packs, I think. Scott Gomez. It's been a while since I pulled him. 98.99 O-Pee-Chee Chrome. And a sizzle reel of Dylan Gunther. Scotty Gomez. From Anchorage, an Alaskan-born player. Hopefully we get that Schaefer in this one, but I don't know, Upper Deck's pretty predictable with their sequencing. We got the Schaefer Gatcom. I don't think we'll see the regular Schaefer. There's Theodore, Hampus Lindholm, Sam Reinhart, Parayko, Wallstedt. A lot of Olympians in that little session there. There's Casey DeSmith. Carrying on, Slavkovsky, Grubauer, Palat, and if you know, you know, IYKYK, Blue Jackets. Johnny Gaudreau's number remembered. Well, that's kind of an interesting insert. Glow Up, Michael, and a Curtis Douglas, Young Guns. Okay, winding down this box with the last stack. There's Quinn and Gerard, Fedor Sveshkov with Jordan Greenway, who's been injured. There's Tavo, Teravainen, Anders Lee, the captain. Mock Medulin, the Sharks. Keegan Colasar, Ryan Hartman, the retro jersey. We got a speckle, the second speckle, vibing, Juicy Soros, vibing. McAvoy on the encore hit, and a Crosby UD Portraits with a cheeky little smile. Starting off with Easton Cowan. Broke into that right to the Young Guns. Well, that's probably the biggest Young Guns per box. You generally get one bigger name per box. I think that's what I've realized lately. And Cowan, at least not playing as well these days, but he's one of their future stars. There's Keller, Gauthier, Kirby Doc, Marchand, Brian Graves, Sean Walker, Freddie Anderson, Noel Acciari, Swayman, and we're finishing with Forsberg canvas, Jordan Binnington vibing. Last pack in this first box. Nothing too spectacular. I guess the Pink Dazzlers was my box hit. Cowan probably being the best Young Guns. There's Brant Clark and Crosby, William Borgen, Nick Seeler, and black and white canvas. You'll get 4 in a case that are black and white. There's Jackson Lacombe from the Ducks. Sizzle reel, Michkov. Been pretty happy there. And a slaps of Evan Bouchard. Tegier, Lowry, Willie, Boone Jenner, and Iafallo. First box, nothing spectacular. It's pretty standard flagship box. We got tons of base inserts. I'll have to do my sorting afterwards. So didn't see anything too outstanding in any of those. My 6 young guns. We got Cowan, Douglas, Ottavainen, the teammates, Schaefer and Gatcomb with Daustas and Kudryavtsev. My box hits, we got Jackson Lacombe, black and white, Mark Nuke Outburst, and Brady Martin on the Pink Dazzler. I would have loved to have seen Schaefer in the very first box. 12 box case, 72 young guns in the case. You're likely going to get a full set of young guns. You'll be lucky if you get a second Schaefer in your case. Last year I ripped a case of Series 2, and I only got 1 Celebrity in the case. The year before I ripped a case of Series 2, and I did get 2 Bedards. So it's all down to your luck. But with 72 young guns in the case, there's not even really a 1 in every other case. It'd be tough to say. I'd probably say 1 in every 5 cases, maybe 1 in every 6 cases would have 2 Schaefers. Let's see if we can just find 1. Starting this one off with Coleman and Nelson, Saros, Lacombe, Vibing, Speckle, Dostal. An encore of goalie that saved the Team USA for sure. There's Stephen Hollebuck with a glow-up, a joy to cord. Throwing his arms up, Terry, Bratt, Novak. Let's just scoot through the base cards now. I've got more boxes to break. We're going to see all these base cards over and over. Eventually, the retail tins will come out. The blasters will come out. It'll be gravity feed. In the middle, we got Mike Matheson canvas. That is a cool picture of the multiple exposures. Or maybe there's just that many Mike Mathesons. He's cloned himself. There's Braden Point, sizzle reel. And the Young Guns, one of the bigger names, Axel Sandin Palika, ASP, the Red Wings rookie. Fantilli, Doughty, Yoki Harush, and Seth Jones. OEL, the Maple Leafs D-Man, Will Smith, Ferrari, Mayfield, Montour. Ooh, that's a good hit. Danila Yurov, black and white canvas, Young Guns. Again, there's 4 black and whites in a case. I think there's probably 1 Young Guns per case. That's a solid rookie. One of Minnesota's potential future stars, Yurov. Danila Yurov, black and white canvas. Solid hit there. There's the IYKY. If you know, you know. The Jets. They're just team cards. Yeah. It's not a specific player. If you know, you know. The Jets. And there's Too Tall Tage Thompson. This Make America Great Again helmet. And the rest of the base. I haven't sleeved anything yet. Just trying to get this done so I can get this video out. I'm opening this on the West Coast and I didn't get my stuff till after lunch, so we'll just keep moving here. Yurov could be the best hit of this 2-box break. See Schaefer, I think the early sales are about 500 Canadian for his Young Guns as of today. There's Fogle, Bronkoff, Troy Terry, Dazzlers, Colton Dock, encore hit, and a slaps, Matthew Schaefer. Well, it's not his Young Guns, but that's a super cool card for a super cool player with a record all to himself. Or most goals by a defenseman by an 18-year-old. The base level inserts are not super high end, although some of Celebrini's cards are going for 20 to 30 bucks out of last year's stuff, so there can be popularity to those. Just they'll be fairly common right now, so not super high end. Each box has produced 1 Schaefer card so far. If you're making a note, I'll have a feeling that a lot of the boxes will give you at least 1 Schaefer. And a Middleton canvas card with that mustache and the chiclets grin. What's he doing there? Throwing over, he's catching something. Not sure what's going on there. We got to let them cook. Chef McDavid.
He's a chef.
McDavid. And a Farinacci Young Guns. He's seen some action this year with the Bruins. Red Bank, New Jersey. And the rest of the base. Slav, Quinn, Greenway, Hartman. Our sizzle reel coming up. Winner, Macbadulin, Kolazar. Okay, it's J-Rob on the sizzle. Canvas. Outburst, Casey DeSmith. Dallas goalie with a Zivbuim portraits. All right, let's get into the second half of the second box. Looking for a big Young Guns Matthew Schaefer. Encore, Crosby. Stolars with the glow up. And a Young Guns, Adar Sunyev for the Flames. Young Russian. We'll see how it turns out for him. The Russians in the Calgary history. I guess Makarov way back in the day. I can't think of a big Russian star for Calgary over the years. Maybe it'll be soon yet. Jacob Slavin, Hayes, Barzal, Picard, Harley, Braden Shen, Connor Bedard, pointing at you, Lundell. We got a UC Saros, red. My first numbered card out of the 2 box. Vibing red UC Saros, 193 out of 199. Would have been handy this last weekend. I was at a card show and I've met a UC Saros collector. We'll see if I have that for you next time at the next show, buddy. There's Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen, Vibing, and Brady Martin, UD Portraits. Okay, a red parallel of the Vibing. Not sure how many numbered cards you get in a whole case. Zach, Zaban, Tippett, Olivier, Scott Lawton. So there's also photo variation cards, the goal celebration variation. I think I mentioned Swagnificent, they're back as well. There's Hughes. Seth Jarvis, Sizzle Reel. Boomtown, Gudas, Radko Gundas. And Ben Kindle, Young Guns. Very solid rookie there. That's one of the better ones you want to hit. I put this guy as one of the top 5 Young Guns. You got Schaefer, you got Misa, you got Cowan, you got Kindle, and Beckett Seneca. I think Beckett Seneca I'd probably put at number 2, Misa at 3, maybe Kindle at 4. And in this pack, we got an encore of Eck, Joel Eriksson Eck, Canvas Byfield, getting a dose, and a Zach Metza, Young Guns for the Sabres. He gets his own little song there from my phone. Rempe, and this box is almost done. With 2 packs to go. How will it end? How will this finish? Demko, Colton Evans, Benson, Matty Nyes, Marchenko, Perfetti, Lucas Raymond. All these pictures with the puck. I don't know how many pictures of the puck are in this year's Upper Deck, because Series 1 has a ton of them too. Should count them up at some point. Bogo, Zach Bogosian, Nady Max, Speckle, UD Portraits, Speckle Parallel, Nathan McKinnon. Young Guns Canvas, Zeev Buyam. Probably the best card out of this. I don't know. The black and white canvas of Urav and the Buyam. Two Young Guns canvases in a box is a good thing. And this guy on the Canucks now should be part of their team for years to come. And there's Chef Mikko Rantanen, Let Them Cook. Weird. Break is going to end, I believe, with the Young Guns in this pack. This box will be an 8 Young Guns box, potentially, with the 2 canvases in there. A pretty decent box compared to the first one. Like Paul Sanheim, let's finish it. Korchinski in red. Looks like a red parallel, it's just the photo. AJ, Greer, Nishushkin, Barron, Shesterkin, Rantanen, Vlasic. We're finishing with Vibing, Dostal. Lucas Raymond Portraits, and a Carl Lindbaum Golden Knights rookie goalie, Young Guns, Swedish goalie. Could be a good one, but I don't know much about him. Box 2 was much stronger than box 1. There's all the base from the 2 boxes. Second box hit with the DeSmith Outburst, the red Vibing Parallel, the black and white Young Guns, you're off. Young Guns canvas regularly fall in at 1 in 24, so you get, I think, 6 Young Guns canvas in a case. The Schaefer base insert, not a big hit. Young Guns in this box, though, played out better with the Kindle, the Palika. I guess the first box had the Cowan. Still no Schaefer, no Seneca. First box with the Pink Dazzlers, softer first box. Second box, definitely a whole lot better. Well, stay tuned for the 3rd and the 4th box. Definitely dipping deeper into this case. Break a box open on my Shorts channel as well. The chase for Schaefer shall continue. Good luck to everybody on your Series 2 rips. It's a fun day, release day. Should be cool for the next couple of days. All the new cards hitting eBay. I've got a ton of stuff to list from my last show I was at. Check out my next video. I'm actually going to show you something. It occurred to me as I was getting stuff ready to list on eBay. I should show you what I picked up at the last show. I've forgotten to do that a couple of times. So I've got a whole bunch of cards, as well as I'm going to break some 24-25 stuff and try to find a Celebrini Young Guns while he's smoking hot. Thanks for checking out Series 2 with me. Keep on collecting, everybody.